Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In our last class, we saw how to use HTML tags and attributes in creating our websites. In today's video, we're going to learn about semantic HTML. Let's make it fun and easy to understand. So imagine a web page is like a book. Semantic HTML helps us know where each part of the page belongs, just like chapters and sections in a book. What is semantic HTML? Semantic HTML means to use the right HTML components for the purpose it is intended for. So to be able to write semantic HTML, we need to use semantic HTML tags. You can see in this example here. The reason why we use semantic HTML is because it helps us and our computers know what each part of the web page is for, like knowing the cover, table of contents, and chapters in a book. So when you think semantic HTML, you think organized, all right? Things are not scattered. Things are well arranged or organized on the web page with the relevant tags that should be used for that particular purpose, okay? But then let's compare with non-semantic HTML. Non-semantic HTML tags don't convey any information about the content they hold. If you were to create a header, if you were to do it semantically, you can see here that the header tag was used. But if you were to create a header without, taking into recognition semantics for HTML, you'll be using just a div, all right? And it comes with its cons. So let us try to, explore our tags. So you see that for non-semantic, you have these things being disorganized, okay? Things are not where they should be placed or how they should be placed. So when you think non-semantic, you think disorganized. So let's look at some of our tags. Let's meet our tags, coming tags, okay? And then you see that we are comparing our web page to, a book. So when you look at the header is the book cover, okay? The header is the book cover. The nav is the table of contents. Just like when you visit a website, when you look at the top of the website, you will see the home section. You see the home there where you can click that link that will take you to the home. You can see about, you can see contact that will take you to several parts of the page. So you don't have to scroll endlessly. Okay, so it's like the table of contents. So when you open a book, you're like, okay, I just want to go to chapter 2 or chapter 3, or I just want to read this section of the book. Maybe you just want to read about pineapples. Maybe it's a recipe book. Want to read about pineapples, and you go to chapter 3 and see that, okay, chapter 3 is for pineapples, and then you go ahead and read that page. Okay, so it helps you navigate. You don't have to take time to start going through all the entire book to find what you're looking for. But when you come to the main is like the main story. By the section is the chapter. So you group things in different sections, almost like you're grouping stuff like when you're writing an essay. Okay, you have introduction, body, conclusion. For a recipe book, you can have different sections inside of that recipe book, different chapters. So it's likened to a chapter in a book when you talk about a section. When you look at article is like a story within the story. All right, so it still flows with the normal flow of the web page, but it's like another section inside of the main section in your web page. Okay, so we have aside is the fun facts on the side. So it comes out of the flow of the page or the flow of the document or the flow of the HTML document, but it serves its own purpose, okay, at the side. Then we have the footer. I'm pretty sure you guys are very familiar with footer. Okay, so it's like the end of the page. When you come to down the page, see social media links and all of that. So if we liken it to a book, it's like the back cover of the book. Is the back cover of the book. So we would still want to explore, some differences between non-semantic and semantic HTML. So let's go to building our page. So we'll make our web page like a well-organized book. All right. So when we go ahead and code, you're going to see some differences between non-semantic and semantic, and you see how it's better to write semantically so that things are well organized. Okay, so remember that why we use semantic HTML is so that your page is accessible to users. Your code is easy to read and understand. Let's say you work in a corporate and you want to, other developers want to go through your code or view your PR. They'll be able to understand your codes. All right. so it's not confusing. And also when disabled people try to use ATS software or to use screen readers to access your web page, it's easier for you to communicate whatever information you have on your web page to them. All right, because it helps your computer to understand that, okay, this is what this website is doing or trying to say, or this is what this element on this web page is intended for. So let's quickly look at some of the examples. I'll try to release my port. Okay, I can just go live. I'll go live. Okay, I'll try to split my screen. Good. So you can see we have an example here. The first header, we wrote it non-semantically. Okay, so if you look at the first header, we only used a div for the header and our content is inside. But when you look at the semantic, we use the header. So for the non-semantic, you're using a div style to look like a header, but it doesn't really provide the same semantic meaning as a header element. When you look at the semantic way to write it, you can see that I've used the header tag. All right, I have my header tag and then I have my content inside. So this header element is written semantically. So it uses the header element, which clearly indicates that this section is the header of the page, providing better structure and meaning to the HTML document. All right, so a semantic page uses header to make it clear, like a organized book. So if we look at our next example here, I think it's a button. So we have a button. So you look at how we used a div here to create a button. Okay, let me scroll back. So we used a div to create a button. We styled it and you can see that it looks like a button, but this is a non-semantic way to create a button. So what it did here is to use a div to create a button. But when we look at the proper way to do it, we have to use a button tag. You can see that we use a button tag. So yeah, so that it is actually a button. So look at the navigation. You use a div non-semantically, but when you do it semantically, you have to use a nav tag. Remember that. So this is very, very important. These are things that we should not forget because it will help our web page to be more organized. You can also see another example with your main content. You can see that the main tag is used instead of a div. Let me scroll back so you can see that the main tag is used instead of a div. Same goes with your article. So or your non-semantic way, it was just a div as usual. But for your semantic way, the article tag was used. So there's still other semantic tags that you can try. Like we mentioned footer, you can explore it, you can try it. All right, and you can see how it works. So I think we've come to the end. We've come to the end, and now you know that semantic HTML makes your web pages easy to read and understand, just like a book with clear chapters and sections. So great job. If you've been coding along with me, you've really done well. And trust me, I'm proud of how far you've come in the lessons and how you've followed through. So let's quickly sum this up. To sum up, using semantic HTML helps make your web pages more meaningful, accessible, and easier to read and understand. Yes, so just like this pictorial representation, it makes it more meaningful. Your web pages will be more meaningful, accessible, and easier to read and understand. So always remember to use the correct HTML tags for their intended purpose to create well-structured and understandable web pages. Thanks for watching. If you found this tutorial helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more web development tutorials. Also, feel free to ask any questions in the comment below. Don't forget to check out our related videos and sign up for our front-end web development course if you want to learn more. You can see the description for the links to apply or to register. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.